Mesdames, Messieurs, notre 4e combat aujourd'hui. En fourth match. On le reconnaît un peu tout de suite derrière moi. Il vient de Tokyo, Japon. À ma gauche, Monsieur Hito, mesdames, messieurs. 265 livres, 265 pounds. Il est d'origine inconnue. From parts unknown. À 239 livres, à 239 pounds, le Destroyer. Et l'arbitre, André Roy.
Intelligent Destroyer going against Mr. Hito.
He's another great talent from the United States. Destroyer from the United States. They're locking up real solid here. Real big chop from Hito.
Good match, Dino, because they look like they're very evenly matched at this point, and when that type of match comes up, you have excitement. That's right. Hito from Japan, and of course, a super intelligent Destroyer.
Destroyer is the type of wrestler that is not the type of wrestler that's a powerhouse, but he's wrestling strong. What I'm talking about, he can go out there and grab a hold and really hurt you. Not with really his power, but he knows how to apply hold, how to use his balance, and how to use your own balance against yourself. He's a real mechanical wrestler. George, I don't know if you forget to mention, but I think a lot of people just started to follow wrestling. You know, I'd like to mention that Billy Robinson is right now their international champion, and the tag team champions are Tony Parisi and Gino Brito, and the worldwide wrestling champion is Bob Backlund. The reason I mention this is because they're all going to be wrestling in the area, and I think it's good to mention once in a while who's who in wrestling. And they're the big names to remember right now.
We get a lot of letters from fans asking, who is this current champion, who's that current champion, and they like to know what's happening. Brazil, of course, is the U.S. heavyweight champion.
That's right.
The Canadian champion, Greg Rojo, and as you mentioned before, the other champions, the international tag team champions, and so forth. And all of you wrestling fans watching Superstars of Wrestling will be seeing these great names coming into the in the near future.
They come from all over.
International wrestling at its best on Superstars of Wrestling.
Hito just came back from a tournament in Germany, which he won a gold medal. So he's no slut. He goes out there, and he's a wrestler. And you can tell by the way he's built. He's a wrestler. A lot of good wrestlers come out of Japan.
Well, I was telling Tony Parisi last week that when I first went to Japan, 1953, 1 out of every 10 Japanese wrestlers was able and competent. And today, 99 out of 100.
That's right.
It's good.
What they did is that they brought in the right coaches, and they schooled them right with people like Carl Gotch, and I hate to mention, but Billy Robinson was there for many years.
And Destroyer.
Whether we like it or not, Destroyer was there for 6-7 years straight. And whether we like it or not, the people we mentioned are just super talent in our business.
Well, there's a lot of time you don't agree with the way a man wrestles with his style. But you have to admit that he has the knowledge, he has the ability. He's not in the ring because somebody said to him, hey, you're a nice guy, so you get in there. You mentioned many times before, you don't pick champions, you pick challengers.
That's right. You see, the reason, the only thing I can say about Robinson that I really don't like, and which he gets away with, and they're going to come up with a special rule for him, he gets out of the ring a lot. Every time he's in trouble, he gets out of the ring. I remember wrestling him in Montreal not too long ago, and it was a championship match, and that was my title, which he stripped me back in July, and that was my first chance to get it back. And Robinson spent at least 7 or 8 minutes outside the ring. He always broke the count of 10, but he must have went out of the ring at least 21 times, Omer Marchessault told me. So 21 times out of the ring in one match is just taking the chance of your opponent away to beat him. So I think they should come out with a special ruling about that, George.
Well, this is why they have cage matches. A lot of fans ask, why do they have Texas Death Match, where the wrestlers stand around, lumberjack match?
That's
Why
right.
do they have cage matches? Sometimes you have to have this type of match to contain the individual who you're wrestling with.
So the rules are made that way, but a lot of people abuse them. There's no rules that say, well, if you go out of the ring, you got to be back by the count of 10. But it doesn't say how many times you can leave the ring. You can actually leave it as many times as you want, as long as you break the count of 10. But I think if you're a competitor, you're supposed to be there and stay in the ring and try to beat your opponent.
Do you think they'll ever make a rule to
well, right now we're working on it because he's a champion, and I think it represents very badly the championship by doing that. Every time he's in trouble, he walks out of the ring.
You can't do it, you know. You know why? I'll give you an example. In baseball, they have sometimes a ball about there deliberately foul off 10 or 15 pitchers in a row. And sometimes somebody stepped up and said, hey, listen, there should be a limit. 6 foul balls and you're out, or 10 foul balls or something. You can't put a limit on as many foul balls as you want to hit.
The same thing with
the same thing with wrestling. You're not going to stop them going on the floor unless you put a cage on the ring.
What it does, Joe, it just takes away from what's going on. The people get aggressive and the fans are hot. I think it takes away from the competition.
You know that, and I know that, but it's still one of the rules that you're going to have difficulty to enforce.
Exactly.
Because then you're going to have to say, well, how you can't throw them out. A lot of places have stopped wrestlers from being thrown out over the top rope by disqualifying the man who throws the wrestler out.
But that's another way of cutting a match short, but at least that's a little more difficult to do. I mean, you have to throw your opponent over the third rope. I mean, that's work there, but just to walk out of the ring, anybody can do that.
That's a beautiful
nice
move.
Small package, but it's in the ropes.
I think Destroyer's getting a little upset.
Yeah, I really enjoyed to watch him wrestle. You look at him, look at the size of his legs, the way he's built. He's got the build of a wrestler, and he is that. He is some kind of wrestler.
Less than 5 minutes remaining in this match.
There's a karate kick. Ooh, I think that cut his way out. He hit him hard.
I surprised the Destroyer because he was preparing to give him a backdrop. Ooh.
Well, that was the second time he tried. I guess with a guy like Hito, if you don't do it the first time, don't try it the second time, because he got smart to it, and that's what happened there.
Nice body
slam. Brought him on real hard.
Oh, I think we're going to see something coming up now.
He went for the figure 4. Hito got out of it with a chop.
He timed that beautifully, you must admit.
Letter slam. Boy, he took him down hard again. He's going to go for that flying headbutt. That's one of his favorite moves. That's it.
Oh. 1 minute on 3 minutes.
3 minutes remaining in this match.
Oh, heavy knee drop right in the chest.
There we go.
It's locked in now. There's no way out of this. That's locked in solid. It's in.
That's it. The winner of the fall and the match, the Super Intelligent Destroyer.
Le vainqueur, the winner, the Destroyer.
We've been telling you wrestling fans in the Detroit area about all the excitement that's coming to Detroit's Cobo Arena March the 19th, opening up the 1983 season. When you hear the wrestling card for that night, you're going to be as excited as I am. In the main event on that night, we'll see Billy Robinson, the international champion, putting his title on the line against Bobo Brazil. That's right, Bobo Brazil will be going against Billy Robinson, and in his corner, of course, will be Lord Alfred Hayes. Another very exciting match on that card will be a 6-man tag where we bring in the Italian Connection, and that will be Dino Bravo, Gino Brito, and Dominic DeNucci. They will be going against the threesome of Gilles the Fish Poisson, the Hangman, and luscious Johnny Valiant. And I have to not tell you who will be in the corner of these three wrestlers. It'll be Eddie Creatchman.
Yes, it's going to be very nice to go back to the Motor City at Cobo Hall to send all my great wrestlers, my protégés, back to the Motor City. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. I am anxious to go to the Motor City myself, and I'm going to be there. I just can't wait, George Cannon, to get there, because Gilles the Fish Poisson, the Valiant, and the Boro are going to give those Italians a nice ride for their money. And I want you to know, and I want all the wrestling fans to know, that I haven't changed. I'm the same Eddie the Brain Creatchman that I was when I went there before, and I'm coming back the same way. So you better all be ready, because I'm pretty sure you're going to hear bells all over like we used to. And now I'm going to the gym with my men to make sure that they come into Cobo Hall in shape, and we'll be there.
There you have it. Don't forget, Detroit's Cobo Arena, March the 19th.